Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Ben here at That Cologne Guy coming at you with another fragrance review. If you follow my channel, you know that I'm in the midst of an Amouage sample set review, and I'm very pleased to say that actually, you notice here, I have enough of this one for just today. Can't believe it. In this episode, I am reviewing Amouage Gold. This is the original fragrance from this company. This house released this in 1983 originally. Fragrantica says 1998, but this was their first release, and it was originally put out in 83. Maybe it was only available in Oman, its country of origin. I'm not sure up until 98, but I'm not sure why it said 98. In 1983, the company began. This was their first one, Gold Man and Gold Woman. This review obviously is Gold Man. And so we're going to be taking a look at this 80s powerhouse indeed. Just a couple things. If you think Koros, so if you think 1981, you think 80s powerhouse, and you think of, I hate to say it, but it's true, which is, get ready, pretty much raccoon butt and cat piss, okay? I know that doesn't sound very eloquent, but indeed that's kind of what we're looking at. If you've ever smelled Koros, you'll know that it's kind of raccoon butt meets cat piss on a 70s carpet. I mean, that's just being real, okay? And calling it like it is. What's interesting though is that people love it. If you've ever smelled it, it smells pretty much god-awful, but I will say this, it seems to change on your skin. I have never worn Koros, by the way. I own Body Koros, or Koros Body, depending on the edition, and that is just off the charts. That's an amazing fragrance. But the Koros, when you think Koros, one word comes to mind, which is animalic. And this came out 2 years later. It's certainly not a copy, but there are 4 notes here, and 3 really share with Koros. No one on Fragrantica says this smells like Koros, but I just mean it's a very, very early 80s powerhouse, which means you're going to get animalic notes. So you're going to get civet, and you're going to get musk. You're also going to get, besides the civet and musk, you get oak moss, and then you get floral notes. And so if you think of Koros, you think of the big 3 for what's called you can say chypre, shipper, or chypre, which is Chypre. It's a type of fragrance that refers to this. This is technically a floral, woody floral, excuse me. But these are referred to anytime you have an animalic note mixed with oak moss. That's called a chypre in French, or a shipper or chypre in English. It looks like chypre, but it's not. Chypre. And so this is a classic chypre, no doubt. And what that really means is you've got heavy oak moss, musk, and with animalic notes, besides the musk, of course. And so those 3 really give a shout out to its predecessor, Koros. Now, Koros has bergamot and more citrus notes in it, which makes it more of a classic chypre. This actually backs off from the citrus notes and has more of floral. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, raccoon butt, cat piss on a 70s carpet. I'm going to run out and buy this. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to think of one fragrance that you didn't smelled or heard about and did not like until it was on your skin. So for me, that would be Fahrenheit by Dior. I did not like the petrol or the gas smell, the rubber smell to it, but I wore it once, and it was amazing. I totally understood the hype after I wore it. The same thing would be, I reviewed Rosé All Day. That was another one that I opened it up and it smelled like a bakery, and I did not care for that type of gourmand, and it really worked well on my skin. This is another one. It doesn't sound like I'm promoting this, but I actually really, really like Gold. Is it dated? Yes. Is it an 80s powerhouse? Indeed. Probably one of the founding fathers of 80s powerhouse. You're going to get an explosion of musk, an explosion of oak moss, and an explosion of civet with just a splash of floral. It really doesn't sound appealing, but it really works. The first time I wore this, I had the sampler set, right? So I have 10, and I kind of put this one off till about, just basically the end. Probably why I have still just a tad left on this one. And I didn't really think I was going to like this one at all, and I really, really did. And of course, just like all Amouages, it has superb longevity. That's not even a question. But the only issue with this one for you, I think, will be that it's dated. It's not a contemporary scent. It's certainly not. Now, is it a classic though? Yes. But if you're looking for something, contemporary, you wouldn't be looking for this one. This is indeed an 80s powerhouse. Okay, so we went over the notes. Now, in terms of the gender, there's a woman and a man edition. But what's interesting is when you go to Fragrantic and look on what this smells like, it's not Koros. What people say that it smells like is the women's version. I have not smelled the women's version, but I'll go by what they're saying and saying it smells like that. Also, another one that came up is Chanel number 5. So you can see here that this is gold man, but I wouldn't categorize it as unisex, but it absolutely could be pulled off by a woman, no doubt. I still feel it has enough floral in it that draws it closer to a unisex fragrance. I don't think I would just make a blanket statement though and say, yeah, it's unisex clearly. It is more masculine, but a woman could pull this off easily, and the proof is in the pudding. If people are saying it smells like Gold Woman and it smells like Chanel number 5, well, there you go. Age group will always be 40 and up, just because those are the only people on the planet that can usually afford Amouages. All jokes aside, though, it will be 40 and up. It's a mature scent. It's not a grandma scent. It's not a grandpa scent, but it is an 80s scent, and it's an 80s powerhouse. So it's going to be a dated scent. If you're looking for something retro, you will love this. If you're looking for something very contemporary, you will not. So again, do not be deterred by the raccoon butt / cat piss on a 70s carpet example, just because it really is what it smells like, though. It somehow transforms on your skin, though, and works. It is, if you have never smelled an animalic fragrance before, they can be off-putting when you smell them. And so, this is not a blind buy. It's not blind buy safe at all. None of the Amouages are because of the price, but I mean, you would absolutely want to sample this one before you purchased it. I just looked at FragranceNet; they're running a sale, and you can get a tester for $150 for 100 milliliter. That's pretty good, actually, because I will be getting this in my collection without a doubt. As I've said before, there's no Amouage that I would not want in my collection. And then there you have it. Season because of the animalic qualities are going to be fall and winter. This is not a 100-degree barbecue party kind of fragrance. Amouages smell wonderful at all times, so you could wear it really any time. But this is I envision more of a winter. I see myself as going to Christmas parties. And holiday parties, Thanksgiving, so kind of a Halloween to St. Valentine's Day. How's that? How's that for a range? And so that's where I envision this. All times, day, night, could be worn for formal wear, or it could be. This is more for evening wear, though. There's no evening attire, evening events, no doubt. And the same thing applies as all Amouages with regard to day wear. If you're going to wear this to the office, you're looking at 2 sprays max. I would say 1 on each side of the neck and just let it go, because longevity is off the charts. You're looking at 15 hours plus, and that is on the skin only. Imagine if you spray on your clothes, you're looking at 24 hours. In fact, one time on this one, I wore it all day. I sprayed on my neck and wrist. Then I put on my shirt, and then I put at the end of the day I did a load of clothes, load of wash. That shirt was in it. The next day I got it out, was folding all the clothes, putting away, and I could still smell in my closet from that clean shirt gold. So if you're looking for longevity, wow, 15 plus on this one, and if you spray on your clothes, look out, because you're looking at 24-hour plus. Plus, in addition to that, the shirt will have to be washed a couple times. So if you're the kind of person that each day wears a different fragrance, no jokes, right? This is actually one that you'd want to watch out for, because this is really for people who kind of wear the same fragrance, for a month or two, because your clothes will smell like that even after wash. Okay, the projection, no surprise. I mean, longevity is amazing. Projection is also amazing, well beyond an arm's length. And so, again, you're looking at, if during the day, you're looking at 2 sprays max. And actually, if you're looking at this as a romantic, intimate encounter, I would also say 2 sprays, just because you want to invite the person in and not gas them out of the apartment, flat, house, room, etc., etc. Restaurant. You will do that with this one if you do not watch out. Overspraying is your biggest challenge. Okay, just a couple of things on that on the note there. I mentioned civet, and so the reason you might say, well, why is he saying raccoon? And it's because a civet is kind of like my best approximation, how I remember it is, it's basically like a Southeast Asian raccoon. It's a nocturnal mammal, and it looks to me like kind of like a raccoon, and so that's how I envision a civet and remember it by. And so this is going to have, that's why I keep saying, by the way, the raccoon butt meets the cat piss, because the musk combined with the civic note really makes this a full-blown animalic fragrance for me. Now, the florals do come out, and the florals are in the mid to bottom notes, and so they start coming out after the first 2 hours. The first 2 hours is this kind of animalic explosion, and I remember thinking the first time I wore it, wow, am I really even going to like this? And then after the first hour, it really settles down, and the florals start to come up, and then you get, you get myrrh and what was the other one? Sandalwood, excuse me. And that one turns out really nice. So that really, this one is not a linear fragrance. It's quite complex, and it does change over time. One thing I really like about it. So it really interacts with your skin. This is not something that's going to, smell like laundry detergent on every single person. In fact, if you're the kind of fragrance collector that likes a fragrance that really interacts with each with your skin and might smell very differently on another one, somebody else, then you would enjoy this, because this was absolutely a surprise for me. It's a top 3 as far as ones I didn't like to smell but actually loved it on me. So we'll add it to Rosé All Day, Fahrenheit by Dior, and Amouage Gold. Certainly a classic. Okay, so in short, we're gonna say this is a classic. It's not contemporary, but you know what? I'm not a fan of Koros. I just feel like it's too animalic, and I like the fact that this one has a little bit more floral and less citrus, and the animalic notes are top notes, and so they really start to fade out a little bit as time goes by, and the other notes, the floral notes come through more. And so I'm going to add this to my collection. This is not a 5 out of 5, but this is a 4 out of 5. So if you follow my channel, you know that I give out of 5 sprays, that's my rating. And then I actually spray on, and I'm going to see if I can get just that last, look at that little tiny bit that's there. There it is. See if I can get that. And I'm going to go 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 means I absolutely want this in my collection. I'm not the biggest fan of animalic notes, especially this strong. And you will see probably in comments, or maybe in Fragrantica, some people will find this way too grandmother-ish. I don't. I really don't, especially after I wore it on my skin. Not even close. it can be a little off-putting just to smell it. So give this one a try. Don't just go by how it smells on the strip or in the sampler. Actually wear it for a day, and I think that you will enjoy it as much as I did. Here we go. 4 out of 5 sprays. Absolutely going to add it to my collection. This will be my 80s powerhouse cat piss on 70s carpet fragrance. Add into my collection. 1, 2, squeeze just a little tiny bit out. And there we go. That is the end of the road for Amouage Gold. Okay, so there you have it. I want to end the episode by sincerely thanking the most recent subscribers. I see that since the last episode, I've got a few more. So each time I do another episode, I'm fortunate to say and happy to say that I have some new subscribers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and hope you're enjoying the channel. I really, really enjoy the format, really enjoy reviewing these for you, and I have a blast. You have a great weekend. Happy Friday to you. Always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care.